It's Ben Lansgard again. Today I wanted to talk about the third principle of finances that I teach my clients. And this one is full replacement of our assets upon death. So if you watched my other videos, talk a lot about proper amount of savings, what's the right amount of liquidity, how does life insurance work, how can it be a tool, an economic tool to increase our wealth and increase our estate value when we pass away. So this is a concept of what I call person A and person B. And what we want to show is person A, which is a typical put money into a 401k, have term insurance, term life insurance that you cancel at age 65, and then self-insure. It's probably what you've heard most of. Buy term, invest the difference. Person B is the concept of buying whole life insurance to get the permanent death benefit, the guaranteed death benefit that will pay out when you die. So starting with the two here, you have both of them starting out with $1 million in a 401k, retire at 65. There's one thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration until they get to retirement, and that's called the 4% rule. There's a rule that if I want to preserve my $1 million in my 401k or IRA, and if I want to have some to pass on to my heirs when I die, in this case I'm killing me off at 85. Hopefully I live longer than that. But in that situation, I still want to pass on some money to my church, to my kids, to other charities. So the 4% rule states that, hey, if I don't want to run out of money, then a safe withdrawal rate from my $1 million just by living off income is 4%. So I can safely earn 4% every year and just live off the earnings. So 4% of $1 million, easy math, $40,000 a year. I'm not going to get too complicated and get into taxes here. 401k, or the fact that tax rates might be a lot higher in the future. That'll be for another video. We're in currently some of the lowest tax rates in history. But anyway, we won't get into that. So I can take $40,000 a year out throughout my retirement, and then when I pass away at 85, I can pass on this $1 million in my 401k to whoever I want to. Great, sounds great, right? This over here shows death benefit of life insurance. I canceled it when I was 65, got too expensive, didn't want to keep it, so have zero death benefit. Person B is the concept of, okay, I have $1 million in my 401k, but I also have $1 million of permanent death benefit in my life insurance policy. So in this situation, knowing that when I die, I have $1 million that's going to pay out income tax free, what does that allow me to do with my $1 million? Well, I can be a little more free with it, because when I die, it's going to be replaced by this death benefit here. So instead of living by the 4% rule, I can do the 4% and do a pay down strategy. So I can, based on that, based on the 4% and saying, hey, over 20 years, when I die at 85, I want to pay down, spend all of this down to zero. Ideally, cash my last check right before I die. So this allows me to enjoy just over $70,000 of annual income versus $40,000 of annual income. Pretty significant difference. Again, we're not getting into taxes or anything here. When you figure taxes in, it gets worse. But Throughout the years, person B is going to enjoy almost twice as much income throughout their retirement, and they're going to pass on a tax-free death benefit to their heirs, to charities, whoever. And because it's tax-free, it's just a lot easier to pass on than a taxable 401k. A 401k, when it gets passed on, or an IRA, it has to get spent down over a certain amount of time by the heirs, and that can a lot of times bump them into a higher tax bracket, which kind of stinks. So this is just the concept here. Obviously, these are just generic numbers. Like I was saying, no tax involved here, but we can see just by having a death benefit there, I can enjoy a lot more income in my golden years. And who doesn't want to do that? I mean, when most of the people I talk to, when they get to retirement, they say that it's like every day is Saturday and Sunday. I don't know about you, but I spend a lot more money on Saturday and Sunday doing stuff with my kids and my family. So if they want to travel, do more things, most likely you're probably going to spend just as much as you're making now, if not more, in retirement. Why would you want to plan to live on less when you retire? To me, that's where the financial needs analysis and needs-based planning has failed, is because it's put everyone into this bucket of living on their minimum instead of looking at what is the maximum income that I can live on when I retire. So hope this was helpful. This is a lot to take in. I knew I was going to go deep here. Hopefully I didn't go too deep. But if anyone's interested in seeing more of the deeper dive into this, let me know. I can show you the case studies behind all of this, and even look at their numbers. So hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Take care.